Hello and welcome. This is Eagle Eye 621, and what you see behind me is a fully automatic XP farm that does not require zero ticking. Now, this is a follow up to my small fully automatic XP farm, which you should see as an iCard in your screen right now, and that required zero ticking, which is over here. And you can check the description. I'm going to be going through this zero ticking fully automatic farm, followed by some numbers on how to make the larger versions that do not require zero ticking for one furnace and then for the full 5 furnace array. And again, just check the description for that start. So this is the zero tick machine. That is the fully automatic XP farm. And the way that this machine works is zero ticking the sand block and the cactus as well as the bamboo. The cactus acts as the item to smelt, and the bamboo acts as the fuel that is burnt in the furnaces, and then the dye is just automatically dispensed into lava. Now, as I said, I have a video about this to show you how it works. The problem is some servers do not allow the zero ticking, and on the Bedrock you can't zero tick blocks, which means that this part is not possible. So what we have over here is a much larger setup to try and accomplish what we have over there for people that can't zero tick blocks. And this is a cactus layout. I believe this is originally designed by Exumavoid, although it's been modified slightly with regard to the roof and the enclosure. And then this is just a standard flying machine that will harvest bamboo with a rail collection system underneath. And the rail collection system feeds into this chest, which feeds into a hopper line to feed into this one furnace. And this cactus farm feeds into this hopper line to feed into this furnace, and I'll show you how that works in a second. But first, let's go through some numbers. Now, the way these furnace XP systems work is that, well, timing-wise first, a furnace smelts one item every 10 seconds, and it remembers all the items that are smelted since the last time a person manually pulled out an item. Now, cactuses are special because they give an unusually large amount of XP, and that is 1 XP for each cactus that you smelt. Now, bamboo is an unusually poor fuel source. It takes 4 of them to smelt 1 item. So now we have to do a little bit of math. Bamboo grows 1 stage every 3 random ticks, and a random tick takes on average just over 68 seconds in order to hit it, as I said, once. That means the bamboo will grow 1 stage just about every 205 seconds. Now, in order to produce 1 bamboo every 2.5 seconds, and you need that because it takes 4 of them to smelt 1 item, and it can smelt an item every 10 seconds, you need just under 82 bamboo. Now, cactus has some other issues. First, it's a much more slow-growing plant. It requires 16 random ticks in order to grow, which means that each cactus will grow on average about every 1100 seconds, or about 18.2 minutes. Now, cactus also has another problem, that when a cactus does grow, when it pops off, it has a tendency to land on itself, which means you can expect to lose almost half of the cactus you produce, even in an optimal design. And that means in order to produce a usable cactus, that means a cactus that we can collect into a hopper, and you need to do that every 10 seconds, you need about 159 cactus plants. And the conclusions are, as explained, just to keep 1 furnace running full time, you need to have 82 bamboo planted and 159 cactus planted. Now, this does keep that furnace going full time, which will get you 6 XP per minute, or enough to go from level 0 to level 30 in a little under 4 hours. Now, this is all without any player interaction once you stand it up. An important difference between the zero tick farm and these regular style farms is that you do need to be within the random tick range of these farms. Unlike the zero tick machine, which you can put in your spawn chunks and they will just continuously run, you do need to be approximately 128 blocks away from this. Any more than that, and they will stop growing. Technically, it's the center of a chunk that's 128 blocks, and this is not in the up and down coordinates. This is the left and right coordinates. So you can build this all the way to the sky if you want. You just can't build it out that way. Now, this setup that you see here, that is the bamboo and the cactus, is just enough to keep one furnace going. And based on your design, your cactus is going to be a little bit more of a wild card than the bamboo is. As long as you make sure to harvest the bamboo before it reaches its maximum height, you really shouldn't have any problems just going with that 82 number. Now, the way you can test this in your own world is through use of these buffer chests. So as I click on this chest, I manually put in these bamboo down here, and then you can prime it a little bit with a couple extra stacks, and you let it run and you check. And if this is slowly increasing, that means you have a surplus. If you see this slowly decreasing, that means you have a deficit. And just by the way this thing is harvested, and I'll put a link to the sugarcane farm I did, which has all of these modules in terms of the flying machine farm. It is harvested twice a day. That means you have the bursts, and as you can see, it does eat into the amount that it made, but it never gets enough that it starts eating into your buffer. And on the cactus side, it is similar. I put in this buffer down here, and as you can see, this number is slowly growing, which means we do have a surplus. If in your world you see that this number is slowly declining, you just need to add a few more cactus plants or layers. And let me show you the inside of the cactus farm, because this is rather straightforward. As I said, if you flop over to the sugarcane farm, you'll see exactly how this works. It's the same exact setup, just minus the water in the middle. The way these cactus farm works, I'm going to jump in the top here. You can see that all these layers are exactly the same. You have a grid of 4 sand by 4 sand, so there's 16 on this layer. If you place a water bucket in the corner, all 4 corners, it will perfectly line up that they will go to here and they will not overflow, so you don't have to worry about putting anything to block the water here. And then you can also surround it with glass or iron bars to try and prevent the cactus from jumping to the other side and getting killed by the cactus next to it. That is, when this cactus grows, because there's a block next to it, it will automatically pop off. There isn't a lot you can do about it popping straight up and then back down onto the same cactus, but with these glass panes, you can stop it from jumping across onto the one over. And these are identical on every layer, and you can see the glass panes do grid all the way across and through. These do increase a little bit depending on your patience and your materials. It may be worth it to just build a couple extra layers and just put one glass pane in between each 2 of these cactuses in order to make that a little more effective and to save on those materials. And then again, it goes all the way down. Now, this entire setup is only valid for one furnace. In order to compete with that guy over there, this is what you're looking at. It's a lot bigger. It's, as you would imagine, 5 times the size. Now these are based on a daylight sensor, so I'll just show you here because this is happening right now. I have it switched in order to go into a automatic dispensing system, and then just dropping it into a little water stream that the other one's connected to. I just built this out a little bit because it was getting caught on the edge. So this both funnels into the same water stream, into the same setup you saw on the other side, which is your 5 furnace array with an automatic dispenser to destroy the dye, and then your buffer chests to try and keep up with the items that are dropping, understanding on the bamboo side there is going to be some backup. And as you can see, there is some loss here. Same on the cactus side. So let's talk numbers again on this design by flipping over to the 5th page. And to match the 0 tick machine, you need to have 410 bamboo and 800 cactus. Now the XP on this is 30 XP per minute, because each furnace is 6 times 5 gets you 30, and that will bring you from level 0 to level 30 in just over 45 minutes. And obviously will continue to build as long as you don't use it. And this line right here is to lock the hoppers so that it makes it easier to grab out the smelted item once you want to take that XP. Make sure to unlock it when you're done, or the hoppers will not collect any of the items, which is the purpose, but then your furnaces will back up and turn off when they're full. So if you want the same effect as the small XP farm over there that relies on the 0 ticking mechanics, you can have it, but you do have to go rather huge in order to make that work. As I said, there will be links in the description and in the iCards to the sugarcane farm, which will teach you how to make all of these modules, including the flying machine and the return station and the auto launching station. There'll be a link to the fully automatic small XP farm in case you are playing Java and your server does allow the 0 ticking. And that's just it. You don't have to build it in these designs, but you do have to build it in the quantities listed. And I will flip through those one more time for you. You can pause your screen if you'd like to take a look at the numbers in order to understand how big you have to make your farms, which are based on how many furnaces you wish to keep running at a time. If you found this helpful, I would appreciate a like, and for more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for stopping by.